and welcome. Today is Saturday, the 2nd of September, 5 p.m, Sydney's Australia time. And wow, as promised by God knows who, things just don't slow down. They don't ease up. They just continue to change and amp up. So starting off with the physical bodies again. For those of you who have already gone through that headache, head pressure, data dump, shoulders, chest, knees and toes, that part, really curious to know if you've moved on to what appears to be phase 2. And that is, for me, all of that has settled down. But it's in the guts. It's not cramping. It's not your standard nausea. It is some other kind of sickly feeling. And like, I know when you're dealing with the physical body and healing in general, there is a thing called the law of cure. So your body heals from the major to the minor organs. It heals from head to toe. It heals from within to without. And it feels like the body is doing that with the code. So it's whatever new data we've come into contact with, we're just starting to assimilate and integrate. It's like it's purging out the old code. And it literally feels sick to the stomach. And for me, it's expressing itself on my face. The rest of my body looks and feels pretty good, pretty strong, even better than it has for a while. And yet it's like every old story, every old program is just kind of coming out of my face. I don't know how else to put it. And I've had three conversations, one last night and 2 today, where they all kind of tied into each other, because 2 of them brought up the sun, its connection to time, which actually put the conversation I had last night into a bigger perspective. So wild speculation warning, right? The program that deals with aging, that makes these bodies age and decay, could be what's being addressed right now. And it's got something to do with, it's tied in with this sense of time that we're all not really doing very well. Because it's like the body's giving up the time program as chicken or the egg. I don't know if it's because our consciousness is starting to give up the time program, so that's filtering down into the body, or the body's giving up the time, therefore aging program, and I don't know. But there's a connection to the sun with all this somehow. This is going to sound like waffle to a lot of people. I get that. So I am counting on you guys to help me make this make sense. But okay, so let's start with, has anyone had the stomach, like if all those other symptoms have sort of gone away, how's your guts? Oh, I missed all this chat.
It's been in my house, the stomach thing. I'm aware of it. It hasn't hit me hard, but probably the last 3 days, and there's no external rhyme or reason for it. So Yeah, it's interesting, and it's exactly how you describe. It's not cramping, it's not nausea, it's burning and an internal heat. Lots of internal heat is what they're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, I'm still doing that too.
Mm. And purging.
Except, oh, the internal heat thing is still happening at night, but during the day, I can't quite get warm.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what's going on. Like wanting a fire on by 3 or 4 in the afternoon, but then like nearly hot to the touch. It's like, what do you need a fire for? You're burning. But yeah, it's interesting.
okay, so Sarah got hit hard with the stomach thing. Yeah, I had some crazy dreams last night for the first time in ages. Expressing expressing it myself with bitch face. Yes.
That's me. Oh, I don't even know where to begin. So I'm just going to be quiet until I got something to say.
Are you
Oh
your ever chipper self?
my God, no.
No?
Oh, it's been rough. It's been rough. It's been rough. Just, it's funny because I did just have that headache today, and it was like I had just watched last week's call, and I was like, "Oh my God, I had the headache before and now I'm having it again." So,
Oh, really?
yes, today was really bad. So, I'm
Is
okay now.
is it
Go
still
ahead.
affecting the shoulders or it hasn't hit there yet?
Oh, yes. Oh,
It
yes.
is.
The
Okay.
shoulders. Oh, yes. It's definitely I didn't have the prickly brain feeling, but definitely. I don't know. It's really weird because I had one solid week of bliss and joy, and I do not know what happened. It's just like all came back, and I'm like, okay, are we going to be done with this anytime soon? And it doesn't sound like it. So, but I didn't have any intestinal stuff. So please don't tell me that's next.
Well, hopefully you can bypass it, but it feels, how do I put this? Just like all the food that you intake kind of gets processed down in that part of the body before you expel it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like all the old dead code is accumulating in the gut, and how how we expel it, who knows? But it feels like there's a gut, like that saying of, follow your gut. There's a message in your
Mm-hmm.
gut that if there's a component there that hasn't quite kicked in yet, like
Mm-hmm.
all the old code is gathering, ready to give you a message of some sort. It's a it's a really odd sensation. And yeah, need to wee often. And you're not pregnant either, Hayden. No, me either. But that's also on the uptick, which to me is another way we release code. I noticed that was a pattern in me probably around 16, 17. That whenever I was doing, usually after I'd done some energetic work or was, yeah, work doing some sort of healing work or something like that, for the next couple of hours, I would just be peeing every 10 minutes that was my way of
Oh,
purging it all.
absolutely. That's how the body gets rid of that stuff. For sure. Yeah.
Okay, so does anyone feel like they're actually on the verge of a bladder infection, like a UTI, but it doesn't quite kick in? Does it get that bad?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes just barely on the verge. And sometimes I almost feel like I'm about to have a kidney stone. I've had that before.
And then it just
And
goes
it's
away.
like, it's the pain that's in the left side. I get pain in the left side, and then it just goes away. And it definitely feels like it's on the verge of a bladder infection, but never. And I don't feel like, oh yes, I'm getting a bladder infection, but it's kind of like I understand what you're saying.
Okay. There's a couple of themes that are really running strong this last week. obviously it's all about the 23rd in September in general. And fear. I'm seeing so many conversations around fear. Darius and I were on Jeff Murray's podcast the other day, and that was the big message, was about try not to buy into the fear because there's going to be plenty of it. And what did I call it before? Like it's neck and neck. Maybe that is balance in this place, is when the positivity and the negativity are neck and neck. Then that's the best we can hope for, is actually balance. That's balance. But for me, if the fear mongering and the negativity and all of that is increasing, it means it's in equal measure to how well everything is actually going. Hi, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you're interested in the full 1.5 hour conversation, link is in the description. And if not, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.